Good afternoon. Welcome to our show, The Great Talk. I am Dr. Mohammad Rafiq Farahi, Editor-in-Chief, CA Media Group, Gujarat. Today, we are going to have conversation with the Honorable Joint Director, Shri Dhananjay Savalkar Sir of Directorate of Tourism, Government of Maharashtra. Before I proceed, I would like to heartily welcome you, sir, for joining our program.
Thank you.
And giving us the opportunity to share important inputs with regard to Maharashtra tourism. Sir, first of all, I would like to request you, would you please introduce yourself and your prestigious department to us?
Myself, Dhananjay Savalkar. I am basically an additional collector from Revenue Department, and I am on deputation to Tourism Department since last 2.5 years, and I am working as a joint director, Director of Tourism Maharashtra. So this Director of Tourism, actually it was started in 1962, but then when there was our commercial wing of the Tourism Department, that is MDDC, so it was established in 1975. That time the Director of Tourism got merged, but then again we realized that the importance of Directorate, because the commercial work of the tourism and the government work of there is a clear-cut differentiation.
Okay.
And so that is why the Director of Tourism again revived in the from 2nd April 2019 onwards. So now Director of Tourism is looking after all the tourism schemes of the infrastructure from whether it may be the central government scheme or the state government scheme.
Correct.
We are implementing that. Apart from that, Director of Tourism is doing the work of giving the publicity and promotion to the destinations and the overall tourism.
Correct.
And as well as the different policies we are framing and implementing that policies.
Correct.
So that part is looking after by the Directorate, and MTDC, our commercial wing, looks after the resort and land development of the Tourism Department.
Perfect. Sir, since you have taken a lot of responsibilities, I would like to know how will you progress, as a department, and what are your growth plans with regard to Maharashtra tourism?
As you know that the Maharashtra state itself is the progressive state, developed state,
Absolutely.
industrial state, and it's a huge state. As far as the area is concerned, Maharashtra is number 3 in area, and population wise it is second after UP. So it has a diverse regions like Vidarbha, which is known for the wildlife, then the Aurangabad, which is known for the heritage, then the Konkan, which is known for the beaches.
Correct.
And the western Maharashtra, which is known for the rural and agro-tourism, and even the forts and the caves. So we have a diverse geography, and there is a lot of potential to tourism in Maharashtra.
Correct.
Because Maharashtra is a state, except the Himalayan snowfall and the desert, Rajasthan desert, everything is here in Maharashtra.
Correct.
You name it and the things are
Absolutely, absolutely.
here. And as Maharashtra is the developed state, the basic thing which required for the tourism is the accessibility. We are the only state having operational 9 airports are there in Maharashtra. And the longest highway length is in Maharashtra.
Correct.
Total more than 2 lakh kilometers of highways are there. Even the expressway, you know that the first expressway in India started from Mumbai and Pune way back in 1998, and we are developing recently the longest express highway is 710 kilometers from Mumbai to Nagpur. It is almost in the final stage, and in next couple of months it will be operational.
Many, many congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, sir. Sir, I would like to know, like you already mentioned, and Maharashtra is a state of India which has no need to go for introduction.
Yeah.
I would like to know what are the current projects.
Yeah. From Maharashtra tourism, currently we are basically focusing on, we have come up with the few policies.
Right, sir.
So I wanted to tell about that. So Maharashtra is the first state who has given the industrial status to the tourism sector, and that is benefiting huge to the hospitality sector, and that steps we have taken to get the benefit to the tourists which are coming, and to the community and to the hospitality community also. So because of that, a lot of investment is coming into the hospitality sector. Last year we have did the MOUs of 3,000 crore rupees.
Right.
So there are 5-star hotels are coming. There are now the 5-star and 3-star are there in the major metros like Mumbai, Pune, Nagpur, Aurangabad.
Right.
But now we are planning that how the 3-star and 5-star hotels will come to the actual destinations.
Absolutely.
On the beaches like Sindur district or the Tadoba Wildlife Sanctuary or at many places. So that is our priority.
Correct.
Second thing is from the Director of Tourism, we are developing certain ropeways.
Alright.
So currently that projects are going on. We are developing ropeways at the Equira, there is a ASI site, there is caves also.
Correct.
Then we are developing ropeways on the some ports like Rajgarh.
Correct.
We are developing ropeways at the Mahur, which is again the very known religious places in Nanded district.
Okay.
So that is going on. Third thing we are doing is the providing the basic amenities like the washrooms, the cafeterias, the parking facilities, and the clock rooms.
Correct.
So these kind of facilities which are not at the unexplored places,
True.
we wanted to create that facilities. So for that also the project is going on.
Right.
Apart from that, we have come up with the beach side policy. We are the second state after Goa which have come up with the beach side policy.
Okay.
Wherein the aim of that policy is that how on the beaches we can develop the amenities like the showers, changing rooms, and the equipments required for the excursion on the sea.
Okay.
So that and apart from that, we are also developing the water sports activities on the beaches.
Okay.
So that things we are developing through the beach side policy. We have also come up with the agro-tourism policy. Under that, we, as you know, the Maharashtra is a state wherein more than 50% urbanization is there.
Absolutely.
So we wanted to give the people of urbanized area how the rural culture is, what is mean by agriculture, what are the practices, how the people, what are the culture of the agricultural community.
Correct.
So for that, we have 2 years back we came with the agro-tourism policy, and it is going a very good way because more than 400 farmers have registered with us.
True.
So that is a good segment, and we are progressing. Last year we conducted one international agro-tourism conference on that.
Okay.
More than 12 countries have participated in that, like the Italy, the US, the Philippines. So we wanted to know how these countries are progressing in the agro-tourism, what is their experiences, and how we can implement the good things over there to Maharashtra.
True.
So that is also we are doing. Apart from that, for hospitality industry, we did one more very landmark step, and that is the ease of doing business.
Okay.
We have reduced the licenses required for starting any hospitality sector. Earlier it was required of 70 licenses. Now we have reduced it up to 10 licenses.
Okay.
So that is a big boost for the investment in tourism. So these things we are doing currently.
Correct. Sir, I would like to know, like you said, your department is working to promote a lot of things. Is there any place which is untapped, which is into the consideration of your department, which you would like to explore?
Yeah, I will tell you, there are so many places, but I will name some because Maharashtra is a state having, there are some world heritage sites. But under world heritage site, there is one site is called, one category is called as the natural sites.
Okay.
So we have a wildlife sanctuary named Chandoli and Radhanagari Wildlife Sanctuary. So these are the untapped places. Even though these are wildlife sanctuaries and which have recently come up in the World Heritage Sites, but still they are untapped.
Okay.
So that we wanted to promote. Then we have a Nagzira Navegaon Wildlife Sanctuary. Again, it is a tiger reserve. So that is untapped, which we wanted to explore. Apart from that, Maharashtra is a state having highest caves in India.
Okay.
Total India, there are 1200 caves. Out of that, 800 caves are in Maharashtra,
Wow.
having at the 65 locations. People only know about the Ellora, Elephanta, and Ajanta.
Right.
But apart from that, there are 62 different places.
Right.
And we wanted to promote that locations.
Cave
And
tourism.
we are, caves. So that is also. And the third thing is that which I wanted to mention, the ports. We are the state having 3 kinds of ports. There are, Maharashtra is the only state having ports within the sea.
Right.
Means the from all sides the water is there and the sea inside the port inside the sea.
Okay.
So that we wanted to promote.
Okay.
Then there are the hill ports and the ground ports are also.
Correct.
But we wanted to promote more the sea ports and the hill ports.
Okay.
Because there is a legacy of Sri Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj.
Absolutely.
And we have around 350, but there are certain ports which are in a good condition, and we wanted to promote that.
Correct.
Just like the Raigad.
Right.
Raigad was the last capital of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Now we are coming up with the 600 crore project over there.
Okay.
So it's a big project. We have created an authority for that. So that is so this way we wanted to promote the ports also.
Correct. Sir, I would like to know about the period of our life which we have experienced. Talking about the COVID-19, how was the experience and what was the role of your department during COVID-19?
Yeah. Actually, Maharashtra is the worst affected state in India as far as COVID is concerned.
Correct.
So during the first lockdown, the second lockdown, our state has suffered a lot because it was completely shut down kind of things were here.
Right.
So in that phase, we initially we were given one task to the tourism department that there were the first wave started and lockdown started in the month of March 20. So before that, some foreigners were there in Maharashtra.
Absolutely.
And they were locked down. So somewhere in the Aurangabad, somewhere in the Tadoba. So we have from the government of India's Ministry of Tourism, we have given the work. So facilitate them to provide the food or the try to connect them with their original country.
Right.
And some countries have made the facility of the aeroplanes.
Okay.
So our job was to take them from that location to the Mumbai airport.
All right.
And we helped around 225 different foreign nationals.
Okay.
Somewhere from Germany, somewhere from US, somewhere from Kenya. So that was the initial work we did.
Okay.
Later on, we tried to, when the vaccination program started,
Correct.
we tried how the hospitality sector people will get more and more vaccination so that the domestic tourists which started to come,
Correct.
they will get confidence that the hotels and the properties which they are residing,
Correct.
they are protected people are there.
True.
So that thing second did. And last thing I wanted to mention, during this period of silence, we did two things. One thing is we tried to create our social media and digital presence.
Okay.
So we run a series under the name of Discover of Maharashtra.
Okay.
We got a very good response. If you see today's our social media, we are at top 5.
All right.
Yeah, because recently we have our fan followers on the post social media has more than 1 million now. And apart from that, we have come up with these certain policies. As I have already mentioned that these BSEC policies. Then we have come up with the caravan policy.
Okay.
After we actually later on the other states have also followed us.
All right.
Then apart from that, we came up with the adventure tourism policy. Maharashtra has a huge scope because we have 720 kilometers of sea, we have hundreds of dams, we have air activity also there. Like there is a paragliding center in the Kamset near Pune and Panjgani. So for the air activity, air-based activities, land-based activities, and water-based activities. That is why we come up with the adventure tourism policy. We are getting very good response. More than 150 adventure tour operators have recently in last 2 months, because this policy has came in August 21.
Okay.
So after that we started the registration and more than 150 adventure tour operators have registered with us. So these developing the policies which have longer duration impact, that work we did during this pandemic only.
Perfect. So you were not sitting at all.
Yeah.
Yes. At the back end, it was in the process that we are going to promote in whatever way we could.
Yes.
Okay. By the way, to develop this kind of port tourism in the sea is a unique concept.
Yeah.
And we wish you very all the best for that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right. And in future, we would like to write some articles on those parameters. Sir, I would like to know would you elaborate some of your professional ethics? What are the ethics of your department and your personal ethics principles? It will be a source of inspiration for not just for the tourism fraternity but for the people at large. Like you said, you started some concept, other states are following. The same way, it's a parent organization, I can say.
Yeah.
So, would you put some light on ethics and principles of your department, of your person?
Yeah, as a person, if you ask me, I want to be the straightforward person.
Right, sir.
So it is not nothing that like this is to be telling something and not doing. So I am the person who wanted to deliver the things.
Right, sir.
So that is why. And second, my nature is I want to be studious.
Okay.
Whenever I go for the doing certain things, so just like while drafting these policies, what we did, what exactly happening in the world,
Right.
and how, what is the situation of Maharashtra,
Correct.
which things can be implemented and which can't be implemented.
Correct.
Because, for example, people say that the Thailand has come up with the a very big tourism sector,
Correct.
but their culture is totally different.
Absolutely.
We can't implement the culture of Bangkok here in Mumbai.
Absolutely.
So that way we wanted to say what is our basic things are there and how we can develop them, how we can take the good things from the other countries or even other states also. As I want to mention that Gujarat has done a lot of media publicity and this thing. They are a little bit ahead in the publicity, I would say.
Absolutely.
But now we are also trying to, because we have also a lot of things to show to the people of the world. So that way we are doing that. Another thing which I have tried to implement in my organization, just that I want to categorically mention thing. So I have not kept the barrier of the hierarchy.
Okay.
In my meetings, I tell to even my clerks and the peons also, if they feel certain good things
Okay.
which can be implemented,
Absolutely.
then I always welcome their suggestions also. So that policy I have implemented in my organization, and I actually favor that things,
Okay.
even at the person at the lower level. So that policy actually I saw this thing in the company named Netflix when I read the book about the owner of the Netflix.
Right.
He mentioned how that company has come up in last 5 or 10 years so in a big way.
All right.
So he has also mentioned the same thing in his own organization.
Correct.
There is no barrier. Even the small guy or lower level guy can tell anything to the top CEO.
Absolutely. Taking the feedback from any person.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. By the way, that Gujarat has recently received that UNESCO fourth site, Dolavira. There are 40 UNESCO sites in entire India. Out of 44 are in Gujarat, and the fourth one, Dolavira, got recognized in a very recent past. Alright.
We have 6 sites in that 44
Okay.
in
40.
Maharashtra.
Out of 40.
Out of 40.
6.
Yeah.
Right.
And we have recently applied for the courts also.
Alright.
So for 10 courts we have applied for the World Heritage Sites.
Okay.
And one more thing I wanted to mention, there is one petroglyphs in Marathi, it is called as the Katal Silp. There are the stone age structures are there on the ground, on the stones. So that we found in the district of Ratnagiri.
Okay.
So we are promoting that. Recently in the History Channel show
Okay.
also this is coming up.
Mhm.
And we wanted to declare it as a
UNESCO.
World Heritage Site UNESCO.
Alright.
So that is similar on line of Madhya Pradesh Bhimbetka.
Alright.
They have declared it,
Okay.
and we have also similar kind of site which is more older actually.
Mhm.
That pictures, that the carvings which are made on the stones that are around 12,000 to 15,000 years old.
Oh.
Yeah. So we wanted to
So
promote
this
that
is
site.
one of the future projects.
Yeah.
Right. And sir, in the last, I would like to know what is your message for the people of India, especially for the tourism fraternity?
I feel India is having the highest potential in the world as far as tourism is concerned.
Absolutely.
But if you consider the target means for the foreign tourist arrival, we are at a low level.
Alright.
Even we are lower than the Singapore and the Dubai.
Right.
So we must explore more and more things. And the basic things, 2 things I feel is a lacuna from the tourism perspective. one thing is the basic amenities which is required at the destinations, and second thing is the cleanliness.
Okay.
So that is these two things is required at the ground level,
Correct.
and third thing is required is the publicity,
Okay.
which we are also still we are lacking, because a small country like Singapore is having 13 international offices,
Absolutely.
the 13 different countries in different continents.
Correct.
So as India, we want to promote more and more about our heritage, our wildlife,
Correct.
our history, our culture.
Correct.
See, all these things we can promote in a good way,
Good.
and definitely if we could promote, then definitely we will be in the top countries in the tourism sector.
Absolutely. We wish all the best for that. A final question I would like to ask, like you said in the meanwhile, you said, sir, you are very open to receive feedback from any person of the organization. How would be it possible if somebody will approach you, maybe a travel agent or anybody from the tourism fraternity, to take some inputs? So would that be possible?
Yeah, for that we have 2-3 options. One thing is that recently on our website name is www.maharashtrtourism.gov.in. On that there is a chat board is given,
Okay.
so anybody can put an input on that.
Alright.
Second thing is we have come up with the WhatsApp marketing or WhatsApp number we have published.
Okay.
So through that WhatsApp also people can connect us,
Right.
and even we have declared our email also.
Okay.
Through that email also people can connect to us.
Perfect. Thank you so much, sir, for joining with us.
Yeah.
We were in conversation with the Honorable Joint Director of Directorate of Tourism, Maharashtra. I would like to put forward my sincere thanks to sir once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, chat board you were talking about.
Chat bot.
Okay.
CHAT.